The company of Dobrá began after the fall of communism in the Czech Republic, when the Society of Tea Devotees was established then as a secret society of men who gathered together to celebrate their freedom and independence amongst the teacup.
The whole story started in '87 in deep communism, when we founded with a couple of friends a society of tea lovers, half secret community of smugglers of tea, because it was almost impossible to get a real good quality tea in Czechoslovakia. Here you can see the complete offer of communist Czechoslovak teas.
We decided to open a tea room in Prague, not as a real restaurant or bar, more just a place like a living room for our friends. And very short time after opening, we realized that there is no good quality tea in Czech Republic. So we decided to go straight to the roots of tea. And our first trip was to India. It was in 1995. But the trip itself was not a business trip, because we went there and we had no money to spend for hotels. So our idea was to be as closer as possible to the people working on tea gardens. We wanted to meet tea pluckers, and we wanted to see the tea manufacturing and processing, rather than establish some business contacts with the big companies there. So it was really a big adventure.
A bude se tam ošetřovat a pojďme ruku.
Teď se pojede teda, ale ještě pikantní záběr.
2003, Dobrá Tea opened in Burlington, Vermont as our first U.S. model. So this was the first vision and the first plan to bring this idea of the concept of the tea room to America. So Burlington, Vermont was a very special place to be chosen for that, based on its climate and young university, college students. I think this is a wonderful place for the tea room to be established for the first time. So Dobrá Tea is the American branch, is the American model of Dobrá Chayovna. And we still honor their traditions and their menu and their ways of serving, and honor those same tea room traditions that they also continue to do so in Czech Republic.
All of the teas that we offer in our tea room come from one single plant. Whether it's green tea, oolong tea, black tea, they all come from the Camellia sinensis plant. This is the tea plant that is grown in China, in Japan, and in India and Taiwan. It's all one plant.
That's when I feel like the best about working at Dobrá is because you're showing people this whole new world, but it all starts back from this plant. And when you can tell someone that, no, this all comes from one plant, and you see their eyes light up and they're like, no, are you serious? So it's part of the continual, education of how this plant, Camellia sinensis, Camellia samica, travels and ends up in your cup. And there are a couple main categories of tea. There's green tea, white tea, yellow tea, oolong teas, black teas, pu'ers.
So in our tea room, preparation is such an important focus for us. The obvious things that go into making a cup of tea are that time and that temperature, the right amount of leaves that you're using, picking the proper teapot to infuse with. But also when I'm standing behind the brewing station, I realize that I'm not only making a cup of tea, but I'm presenting Chinese culture in this moment. I am presenting Middle Eastern culture when I'm making the kinds of tea that they make in those lands. It's really important to do that honestly and respectfully. Because they have these traditions built, we want to really uphold those here in our tea room.
And so you can keep re-infusing this. It's just 30 seconds on your next infuse.
A big part of the value of Dobrá tea is to be able to be served these teas with so much knowledge of the culture that they come from, so much knowledge of the proper preparation, the proper way of serving, steeping these teas, so that you're really getting the full experience. Not only are you getting this really legitimate tea but you're also getting a legitimate, true-to-form presentation of the tea, and then you're connected even more with the place and the culture that this tea comes from, which to me is part of the experience.
The Dobrá Tea Room is a really unique place. And it's unique because it's a Bohemian-style tea house. And Bohemia is a region in the Czech Republic where many cultures intersect. So we're serving tea from all different places in the world, from Japan, from China, from South America, from Eastern Europe. And because of all that diversity, many different kinds of people are drawn to our tea house. So we have people who come from all different cultures, and also people of different ages, children, grandparents, people from all walks of life.
It has an inherent warmth to it. You know, when I go to other coffee shops around town or tea places, I just don't feel at home. I don't feel at home. When I come to Dobrá, I feel at home. I feel like I can just be myself. I could read alone, or I could bring a group of 10 people and be completely happy and comfortable either way.
When you come to Dobrá, the space is very comfortable. The ambience is fantastic, the music. So it's very inviting. You want to sit here a while, and half the time people sit here longer than we actually work here a shift. So Dobrá is just about enjoying life, just slowing down and communicating, getting to know the people around you, leaving your world and entering someone else's. I feel is one of the most important things that this tea room offers.
And perhaps the most exciting thing is introducing someone new to tea for the first time, and when you bring them to this tea shop and you show them there's a whole new world of culture, relaxation. Like, it's just so aesthetic and beautiful to just have tea. And it's like, I don't know, it's wonderful.
At Dobrá, we try to give everyone a taste of the world culture of Moroccan tea rooms, of Chinese tea rooms. And we try to not just give it to you in the pot, but to give it to you in the whole experience, so that as soon as you enter that door, it's like you stepped into, you're not sure, maybe it's a Chinese tea room, maybe it's a Turkish tea house, and it's an exploration. It's a voyage of discovery. Even our menu is a voyage of discovery. People have commented on that a lot. Because all these factors that we carefully align in the tea room can help to make it an adventure, in the same way that the tea room was founded in adventures, traveling and exploring cultures that perhaps even the language is not shared. So it's an experience.
Tea travels amongst our company is a really important time for us to come together and celebrate what we do and what we love on a daily basis and actually go to the root of the source and experience that. It's really important to bring that taste and that experience back to Dobrá tea and have the exact experience at the table.
When I first started working for Dobrá, and I know that people had gone on tea trips prior, and I was really anxious and eager to go on a tea trip myself because you get to see people, the culture, the climate, and the production of the tea essentially. And so with that knowledge and that foundation of seeing the people and the culture, how the tea's processed, I can be a better service to the people. They'll appreciate tea more, I appreciate it when they appreciate it. It's a giving and receiving kind of a relationship.
Nowadays, everyone's into the local food, local businesses and stuff, and tea, it can't really be that way for us in New England at least. So what's important about the local thing is making that connection with the people. We love tea, so the next best thing is making that connection with the people on the other side of the world. Like, bridge that gap, close it up. And so when you meet that tea farmer, there's nothing like it, and you have that connection with the tea, and then you can come back and serve that tea to a customer, and like, whether it's showing them pictures or just talking about it, that like, you have that connection, it makes it so much more valuable, the tea that you're serving. And I think that if you really have a passion for tea, like, you're gonna wanna make that connection. You wanna see who makes that tea, you wanna see who drinks that tea, you wanna see how they do it. And that's what it's all about.
It's hard to even describe the feeling when you are in a tea garden and you're holding the fresh leaf in your hand, and it's vital and it's alive and you can eat it, and it's an amazing experience because the whole time at Dobrá you're preparing really the end product of this, and you're preparing it after it's been processed and sorted and dried, and then you give it life again when you put the water on the leaves, but it's not the same when you pick it from the fresh plant. And it gives you the perspective of the beginning. And you can't understand the end unless you have some idea of the beginning.
I knew these people because I feel like I'm in their family, kind of. Like, a lot of these people love animals and love science and love tea, and it's really awesome to just be here and be like and be like they are.
We are a family. It's working as a team. Like, I got dishes, I'm doing mixed drinks, I'm doing this, you got floor, hey, can you do this for me, can you do that? So we're all here for the collaborative effort. No one's on an island doing their own little job. We're here to connect with each other, and we all are part of what it is. Like, we all make up this tea house.
Dobrá Chayovna and Dobrá Tea as a company are, I don't know, it's such a unique company because, there are 25, close to 30 Dobras across the world, but it doesn't feel like a franchise. It's still, each tea room is unique. The space is always different, and like all the tea rooms have like this certain connection that you really feel like they're linked. And not just because some of the teaware is the same, it's because they all feel like a family.
Welcome in the tea room.
So one of the things that's so unique about Dobrá is that the tea room itself is actually handcrafted. It's crafted by Czech carpenters, and as an owner, you have an opportunity to work with them from the very beginning on your space, on the design, and on the layout. And then the Czech craftsmen will actually build that tea room in the Czech Republic, put it in a shipping container, ship it to your site, and then the craftsmen themselves will come to your site and they will build that tea room right on your location, and you'll watch this beautiful tea room rise up and be built that makes it both unique but also connected to all of the other tea rooms.
It's really nice to be part of the tea family, to work for them, to come over to US and put all the things together what we built in Czech with my father. And it took 2 weeks to put it together till we finish, and that's the satisfaction for me when the people come and say it's beautiful.
In reflection of Dobrá Chayovna, we often look back to the men who started this vision. And I often reflect, and I can vision them sitting, under communism and drinking tea and manifesting and creating what now we are stepping into as a global portal that we all go through, and then who knows how long we stay. Maybe we stay for a year, maybe 5 years, maybe 35 years. But it is part of this community that you feel so deeply when you have worked here. And I've felt that when I went to Czech Republic, and with every Dobrá Chayovna that I have visited, you feel that sense of community that is beyond language.
We want to connect the world through tea. That's it.
Impossible as we drink light. Impossible as we unite. So right. Yeah.